Hi, I'm Anna. I'm 30, a new mom, and if you had told me a year ago that I'd be fighting my in-laws over science, I'd have laughed in your face. But here we are. Let me back up. I married my husband, Alex, 3 years ago. He's sweet, stable, and the only man who's ever made me feel safe. We live in Georgia, not too far from his parents, which, in hindsight, might have been our first mistake. Alex's family is, well, let us say traditional. Southern Baptist, deeply into appearances, obsessed with family honor. His mom, Connie, is the queen bee of this little social hive, and she's used to everyone doing things her way. Her voice is sweet as honey, but what comes out of her mouth toxic as battery acid. For example, when I was 6 months pregnant, she told me over brunch, "I'm sure your baby will be cute, even if he looks like your side." Right in front of her friends. Like I was a walking DNA roll of the dice. It wasn't the first jab. It wouldn't be the last. Speech balloon, the baby doesn't look like them. Fast forward. I give birth to our son, Noah. He's absolutely perfect, dark brown eyes, thick black hair, long lashes. Looks just like me. And suddenly, I notice, something shifts. Connie doesn't seem as excited as she was during my pregnancy. Jim, Alex's dad, is quieter than usual. Even Alex's sister, Rachel, seems weird around me. One afternoon, I overheard Connie whispering to Alex in the hallway, "He doesn't have your coloring. Or your dad's isn't that strange." I froze. Alex brushed it off. "Babies change, Mom. He's got my nose." But that wasn't the end of it. That was just the beginning. Bullseye, the pacifier incident. About 2 months in, Connie asked to babysit Noah while I went to a dentist appointment. I was reluctant, I didn't fully trust her, but Alex encouraged me. "Give her a chance," he said. "She's trying." So I did. I came back 2 hours later. Everything looked fine. Noah was asleep in his bassinet. Connie handed me a fresh pacifier. "He dropped the other one," she said. Okay. Seemed normal. Except I couldn't find the original pacifier anywhere. Weird, but I let it go. 3 weeks later, the bomb dropped. The DNA test results. We were at Sunday dinner at their house. Connie was oddly quiet until dessert. She handed Alex a sealed envelope. "I didn't want to do this, but we had to know for sure," she said. I blinked. "What is that?" Connie looked straight at me. "A DNA test. For Noah." Time stopped. Alex looked at her like she'd grown horns. "You what?" She explained, in that syrupy voice of hers, that she'd found the baby's pacifier, sent it to a lab, and had Noah tested to see if he was really Alex's son. I thought I was going to pass out. Fire the betrayal and denial. I turned to Alex, shaking. "Did you know about this?" He looked horrified. "No. God, no. Mom, what the hell is wrong with you?" Connie just shrugged. "We needed peace of mind. You have to admit, he doesn't look like any of us." Then she handed me the result. 99.999% match. Alex is the father. Of course he is. I never cheated. Never even looked at another man. But Connie, she didn't even apologize. "Well, now we know. Let us move on." Move on, broken heart, the fallout begins. I stood up, took Noah in my arms, and left. That night, Alex and I had the biggest fight we've ever had. Not because he sided with his mom, he didn't, but because I couldn't understand how his family thought this was okay. I told him, this isn't just about me. It's about our son. They stole his DNA like he's some lab rat. Alex agreed. But he still begged me not to go nuclear. Let me talk to them. Give them a chance to fix this. I didn't want to. But I agreed. One last chance. The DNA test proved my innocence but exposed theirs. I wanted to cut them off completely. Connie. Jim. Even Rachel. Who does that? Who takes a baby's pacifier, sends it off for DNA testing, and then acts like it's just another Sunday roast, like I was supposed to thank them for confirming what I already knew. But Alex begged me to give him a week. Let me talk to them first, he said. You deserve an apology. If they won't give it, we're done. So I waited. For 7 long, simmering days. The apology. Connie invited us to dinner again. Alex made me promise not to yell. I made him promise to leave with me if things got ugly. Spoiler, they did. I walked in, holding Noah, feeling like I was walking into a courtroom. Connie was overly chipper. Jim nodded stiffly. Rachel wouldn't look me in the eye. Connie started with, Anna, we're sorry if you felt disrespected. I blinked. If it wasn't meant to be personal. We just needed peace of mind. Surely, as a mother, you can understand. I saw red. No, Connie. As a mother, I'd never violate my child's bodily autonomy for my own twisted need to control everything. Alex put a hand on my knee. I stood up anyway. You didn't do this for peace of mind. You did it because you've never liked me. Because Noah doesn't look like your bloodline, so you assumed I must be strayed. That's disgusting. Then I turned to Jim. You were quiet the whole time. Did you agree with her? He opened his mouth. Closed it. Said nothing. So I walked out again. Chart with downward trend. Alex starts digging. That night, Alex sat quietly on the couch, Noah sleeping on his chest. Something doesn't add up, he said suddenly. My dad's always been obsessed with appearances, but never this cruel. Then he said something that chilled me. When I was 15, I found out I was allergic to penicillin. My mom freaked out because no one in the family had that allergy. I asked, what does that mean? He shrugged. I didn't think anything of it at the time. But now? I don't know. Over the next week, he started looking through old papers. Birth certificates. Hospital records. Photos. And then he found it. The twist no one expected. A letter, hidden inside a dusty family Bible. It was from a man named Joseph Tanner. It was dated 2 years before Alex was born. It was addressed to Connie. And it said, I know you said the child isn't mine, but I saw you that night. If it turns out you're pregnant, you owe it to the baby to be honest. Alex read it in silence. Then again. And again. He showed it to me, pale as a ghost. I think my dad might not be my biological father. We ordered a DNA test the next day. Alex and Noah. And Alex and Jim. We didn't tell anyone. The results arrive. It took 2 weeks. I checked the mailbox obsessively every morning. When the envelope came, Alex didn't even speak. He just opened it. And there it was, Alex is Noah's biological father. Jim is not Alex's biological father. I sat down hard on the kitchen chair. Alex just stared at the wall for a long time. Then he whispered, "She tested our son, to prove I wasn't the father, and exposed that she cheated on my dad. Let that sink in." The woman who tried to humiliate me with a stolen pacifier test had just unmasked her own secret. The confrontation. Alex didn't want to wait. We drove to his parents' house that night. He put the test results on the table like evidence in a trial. "You wanted truth, here it is." Connie read the paper, eyes darting. Her lips moved, but no words came out. Jim just stared at her. Then, finally, he said in the quietest voice, "So that's why he doesn't look like me." And he stood up. Walked out. Didn't he even close the door? Connie tried to spin it. It was a mistake. It was one time. I thought it was better not to say anything. Alex held up his hand. "Save it." He picked up Noah. Took my hand. And we walked out. Cross mark going no contact. That was 6 months ago. We've gone completely no contact with Connie. Jim filed for her separation. Rachel sent me a half-hearted text that said sorry things got messy. I didn't reply. Alex has been through every stage of grief. But he told me, one night as we watched Noah play on the carpet, he's the only blood that matters now. And me, I sleep better. I breathe easier. And I know, deep in my bones, that I will never let toxic family threaten my peace again. 6 months. 6 whole months of peace. No toxic texts. No guilt trips. No backhanded comments about how I'm not really family. After the DNA bombshell and Jim walking out, Connie had gone quiet. Disappeared from group chats. Deleted her Facebook for a bit. Even Alex's sister Rachel said she hadn't heard from her. We thought we were free. We thought wrong. Balloon the birthday party. Noah was turning 1. His first birthday. We planned something small. Backyard barbecue, pastel balloons, a cake shaped like a baby dinosaur because he was obsessed with them. Just close friends and a few family members we actually trusted, namely my side. We didn't invite anyone from Alex's family. Not after everything that had happened. Not after Connie had violated our trust, our privacy, and then exposed her own infidelity while trying to disprove my loyalty. Alex and I agreed, if she shows up, she's not coming in. But deep down, I didn't think she would. I underestimated her. Dor the uninvited guest. It started around 3 p.m. We were mid-cake when I heard someone at the front gate. I looked up and froze. Connie. In a pale blue dress, holding a wrapped present, standing like she belonged there. Alex saw her next. He immediately handed Noah to me and walked toward her. I couldn't hear what they were saying at first, but I saw Connie's face crumple in that fake crying way she does whenever she's caught. Then Alex stepped back and pointed toward the street. She started crying harder. So I walked over, still holding Noah. "You weren't invited, Connie." She sniffled. "I just wanted to see my grandson." "You gave up that right the moment you stole his DNA and humiliated both of us." She whispered, "But he's mine too." Alex cut in, his voice low but sharp, "No. He's not. You don't get to lie, cheat, manipulate, and still play grandma." Connie's face twisted. "You wouldn't even exist if I hadn't carried you for 9 months, Alex." And that's when it hit me. This wasn't about Noah. It was about control. Fire the final confrontation. You ruined your marriage, I said quietly. You hurt your own husband. You tried to destroy our family to hide your own shame. She looked stunned, like no one had ever said that out loud to her before. Then she said something I'll never forget. I made a mistake. But family forgives. Or are you going to teach him? She pointed at Noah that blood means nothing. I looked at her dead in the eyes. Blood means nothing without respect. And you lost ours. Alex stepped forward. You're not welcome here, Mom. Not today. Not ever unless we say otherwise. She tried again. I just wanted to drop off a gift. Mail exists, I snapped. And then, quietly, Alex shut the gate in her face. She stood there for a few seconds. Then turned. And walked away. That was the last time we saw her. Closed mailbox with lowered flag. What happened after? She did send the gift later. A baby book, untouched. We donated it. Rachel tried to mediate a few times. She said Connie was broken. That she'd been seeing a therapist. That she missed her grandson. But I didn't care anymore. Actions have consequences. And sometimes, no contact doesn't mean punishment. It means protection. Alex eventually heard from Jim, now living in Florida, quietly rebuilding his life. They reconnected a bit but only through phone calls. Jim apologized to me. Said he wished he'd stood up for me sooner. I appreciated it. But I've learned this, once someone tries to violate your peace, you don't owe them access to your life again. Now we're free. Noah is 2 now. Smart, silly, healthy, and absolutely adored. We just threw him another birthday. Dino themed again. This time, bigger balloons, louder laughter, and 0 unwanted guests. Alex looked at me as we cut the cake and said, "Thank you for protecting him." Even when I didn't see it. And I smiled. Because I knew, being a mom doesn't mean keeping the peace. It means protecting your child from anything or anyone that threatens it. Even if that threat shares your last name.